Performance Dimensions, dedicated to law enforcement training, information, and technology for tomorrow.
During the last few years, an effective non-lethal force option has been growing in popularity across the nation. That option is the use of OC aerosol sprays. These sprays are drastically changing our approach to non-lethal force. Roland Ouellette is one of the nation's leading experts on OC aerosol spray for law enforcement.
Okay, never in the history of our country have we found a more effective self-defense tool than OC, Oleoresin Capsicum. What is OC? OC stands for Oleoresin Capsicum, or oily resin of a pepper. In this case, they're using a cayenne pepper. They extract the oil from a cayenne pepper, put it in a can, mix it with a carrier, and spray it into the face of the aggressor. Cayenne pepper has been used as a food product and a medicine for years.
Most OC aerosols used by law enforcement agencies range between 5% and 10% OC. The strength or heat of the OC is rated by a rating system of Scoville Heat Units, or simply S.H.Us. Most OC aerosols used by law enforcement have an S.H.U rating between 1/2 million and 2 million S.H.Us. The higher the S.H.U rating, the hotter or stronger the OC. There have been some injuries and deaths involved after subjects were sprayed with an OC aerosol spray, but there are usually other factors to consider. Keep in mind water is safe, but you could still drown. Let's see what the medical experts have to say.
OC is a very safe drug. It is literally like eating hot chili peppers. It is the same ingredient. Your subject's response to OC spray will vary. You can gain a tolerance of the pepper spray, just as some ethnic cultures are able to tolerate hot tamales better than others. Your subject may respond differently. The response is due to the actual contact of the OC on their skin and the mucous membranes, either in their eyes, their nose, or their mouth. When it touches your skin, even though your skin is intact and healthy, it activates the pain fibers. Therefore, they have a sensation of burning. When your eyes are exposed, it immediately causes tearing and what we call blepharospasm, which means they are unable to open their eyes. They find that very painful to open their eyes.
Of course, what we're mainly concerned about is the front of the eye, the cornea here, okay? Because that's the most precious part that we could damage. The cornea has 5 layers to it, and the superficial layer is the one that usually will get affected with the OC spray. If it goes any deeper than that, then we'd have a big problem where we could get scarring or more serious effects to the cornea. The OC spray causes a keratitis, that means inflammation of the cornea, which is very similar to a hairspray keratitis, okay? What can happen, of course, is similar to what you see down here. You see all these little spots on the front of the cornea. That's the cornea actually, tissue being damaged somewhat, okay? Now that can be very temporary because the corneal epithelium heals itself up in 24 hours. So if we do get any of that type of a thing, usually that'll be healed up pretty quickly. The most important thing, if you just don't remember anything else, is to flush the eye with cool water, okay? Because that will, first of all, get out any contaminant that's still in there, and at the same time, it also has a soothing effect on the eye. And
once we spray someone with OC, it affects the eyes. The eyes clamp shut. It inflames the mucous membranes. It also gets into the respiratory system. People start to gag, cough, retch. The face feels extremely hot. We feel a lot of heat in the mucous membranes around the mouth, in the nose, around the nose, and around the eyes. Recovery happens pretty quickly, probably 30 to 45 minutes. People will cough for a short period of time, maybe 30 seconds, 2 minutes. They stop coughing. Their eyes will open. anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. Their eyes, they'll be able to open their eyes. The burning feeling on the face will be usually gone after 45 minutes. A major advantage of OC over CS and CN gas is that its effects are immediate, and also it works on people under the influence of drugs, people under the influence of alcohol, mentally disturbed individuals, and animals. Decontamination of OC is very simple. All we need to do is flush the face, the eyes with cool water, wash the face with soap and water. It takes the resin off the face. The product will eventually evaporate in about 30 to 45 minutes and is virtually non-existent. If you spray in a room, all we need to do is open the windows, the doors to speed decontamination. Once the room is decontaminated, then we can re-enter the room. Because OC is environmentally safe, disposing is very simple. Once we've used the unit, all we need to do is throw it in the trash. OC products are inexpensive, easy to use, and work on most of the people most of the time. But like anything else, they're not 100% effective. It's not the magic snake oil, and you'll find some people that it does not work on.
Alcohol is a safe carrier for OC aerosol sprays. However, these alcohol-based OC sprays are flammable. Caution: do not spray alcohol-based sprays directly into an open flame, and do not use alcohol-based sprays with an electronic stun gun or a taser. Missy Olin, one of the nation's leading law enforcement defense attorneys, talks about the use of OC by an assailant.
As a result of the attention that the Oleoresin Capsicum has received in the law enforcement community recently, I've received a number of phone calls regarding the use of force aspects by officers in response to assailants who are carrying OC type of product. In other words, if an officer goes to a scene and faces an assailant who is using OC, what should that officer's response be? And I have to tell you that this is not a black and white answer. The fact is that the officer has to avail him or herself of the facts and circumstances that are in front of them. For instance, if the individual has them trapped in a corner and is approaching, the officer's wearing a firearm, of course we know the concern is that if that individual overwhelms the officer with OC, then the officer's firearm is available to the individual. And we know that 85% of the officers who are disarmed in this country are killed with their own firearm. Now that's a significant concern, but we cannot just simply draw forth a firearm and blast somebody out of their socks because they've got an OC product in their hand. Do you have options? Can you put barriers in between you and the assailant? Is there more than one officer present that, for instance, one officer might be sprayed with OC, but the second officer is available to cover that individual and then take him out if necessary? These are all facts that you will have to be able to articulate, because we know that the OC is not a lethal force, that you're not going to likely be killed by the OC itself. Fact is you must be able to articulate why you perceive that your life was in danger, just as with any other element that you might encounter in the streets.
Roland Ouellette explains how to use an OC aerosol.
Okay, in this situation we're going to be explaining the proper stance that the officer should be in. Okay? When we have an officer with the feet shoulder width apart, the weak hand or the reactionary hand is between the officer's chest and the subject's chest. The elbow is bent and the unit is held between the officer's eyes and the subject, and the officer is spraying directly at the subject in this position. Okay? Now we have an individual. We should have 4 to 6 feet between the individual, the subject, and the officer. And the spraying should be done in a double tap, 2 quick 1/4 second bursts. Okay? 2 quick 1/4 second bursts. What we're trying to do is get the carrier to evaporate before it hits the subject, so that we hit the individual with only a ball of OC. The reason for the elbow being bent is that if the individual moves in on the officer, and the officer will push the subject away, shuffle back, push the subject away, shuffle back, and double tap and spray the individual. In this situation, what we have is the subject is going to be attacking the officer. The officer is going to be deflecting the attack with a reactionary hand, shuffling back, verbalizing, and double tapping. Simulate the punch. Okay, in this situation, the contact officer is in the process of handcuffing the subject. The cover officer is protecting the contact officer. The cover officer sees the subject reach in his waistband. The cover officer yells, "Spray!" Spray. Contact officer disengages. Okay, in this situation, the contact officer is in the process of handcuffing the subject. The subject reaches in his pocket for a weapon. The cover officer yells, "Spray!" Spray! Contact officer disengages. Okay, in this situation, the officer has been thrown to the ground. The officer draws the OC, sprays the subject from the ground while verbalizing. Okay, in this situation, the officer is confronted with multiple aggressors. The officer uses a continuous spraying movement, and he shuffles off to the side. In this situation, the officer draws the unit, shakes it, the aggressor attacks, the officer sprays, gets the product in the eyes, but it's not in the respiratory system. The aggressor is still aggressive. The officer continues short, multiple bursts until the subject goes to the ground.
Get down, on your stomach, get down. Put your hands behind your back, back behind your back, your other hand. Stay there.
Okay, in this situation, the officers apply the first handcuff. The subject becomes resistive. The officer disengages, verbalizes, and sprays.
Get back. Get down, all the way out, all the way down.
Some people that you spray with OC may not go down to the ground.
Back, sir, get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on your knees. I don't want to spray again. Get down. Get down on your knees. Sir, get down. Get down on your knees now.
Some people that you spray with OC may shake and tremble.
One of the main reasons why OC products have not been as effective as they should be is because of overspraying. When we overspray, we put the carrier into the face of the individual, and we do not separate the OC product from the carrier. Here I'm going to be demonstrating the improper way of spraying by using a long, continuous burst into the face of the aggressor. What we see now is carrier. This is the carrier, not the OC product. The OC product is mixed with the carrier and can't take effect. And basically what we want the carrier to evaporate before the OC product hits the individual, and we want to strike the face of the aggressor with only OC product. Okay, now we'll demonstrate the proper way to spray the OC with short, multiple bursts. Okay, as you can see here, we have very, very little carrier on the face of the aggressor, and what we would be hitting the aggressor with is a ball of microscopic Oleoresin Capsicum spray.
There are 4 distinct spray patterns of OC aerosol: the cone-shaped spray, the stream, the splatter spray or droplet spray, which is somewhat of a combination of the cone-shaped spray and the stream, and the fogger or blast delivery, which puts out a large amount of OC spray in a short amount of time, due to the spray being delivered under higher pressure. The fogger or blast unit usually employs a halon valve. All of the spray patterns have advantages and disadvantages. Only you can determine what best suits your needs. Individuals react in different ways when sprayed with an OC aerosol.
Oh, God.
We're using a 2/4 second burst. Have you ever been sprayed with an OC product?
Never. It's painful.
And this is the first time.
Yeah,
How did you
first time
feel?
I felt real bad burning sensation in my eyes, started getting in my mouth, my nose. I just went down.
Okay, could you keep your eyes open?
I can't keep my eyes open.
Can you feel that you could fight? Did you have any fight in you?
Not at all. Nothing.
Okay, have you ever been sprayed with an OC product?
No, sir, I haven't.
This is the first time, and how did it feel?
When it first reacted to my eyes, it felt like childhood. You flip back your eyelids, you go to your friends out and whatever. It felt like it dried out like that. It felt just all the moisture was gone.
Could you open your eyes?
There was no way. I could hear your voice and I was coherent, but I mean, I don't even remember hitting the ground when I first fell.
How about your face? What did you feel on your face?
Mostly it was the eyes. You can feel the eyes and it's just like someone's gouging. And then the face burns through here and the lips are really bad, both lips.
I still felt the burning in my lungs, and I couldn't talk really. I was too busy coughing, and usually a lot of times when you arrest somebody, they're screaming and hollering. That eliminates all the screaming and hollering, that's for sure.
Okay, how about your eyes? How did your eyes feel?
The eyes went shut immediately.
Okay, what kind of
I tried
sensation?
to open them, and they wouldn't open back up.
Okay. Hey, you were sprayed with an OC product about 25 minutes ago, and you went into the shower. And how do you feel now?
Better. My eyes are still a little blurry, and I can still feel the burning sensation. Voice seems a little scratchy. I took a pretty good hit in the respiratory, but I can function now. I know I can function.
Okay, how did it feel at the time in your eyes?
It was so burning, so much burning, so fast. I couldn't do anything. I just had to get my eyes closed.
Okay.
And even after I got hit, I heartily tried to keep my eyes open. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. It was the best thing for me is just to get to the ground. That's what it is. I feel comfortable.
Okay, you could not fight.
No. I try to get myself into a mindset that said I could fight through anything. This is beyond that. There's no way I could control any of my equipment or anything of that nature. It was tough. It was tough to do.
All right, thank you very much.
When compared to regular mace, which is the chemical agent CN, OC works significantly different.
We'll be spraying the individual continuously. As you can see, the individual is still very, very aggressive. All right, even though he's hurting a little bit, he can still fight, he can still see. Could you look at the camera? He can still see, he can still fight. And he took multiple bursts of mace directly into the face. How do you feel now? Can you still fight me? Can you attack me?
A little.
Okay, good. He can still fight, he can still attack, he's still very, very strong. All right, and we have not subdued him. Okay, Dave, you've been sprayed with OC products in the past, and now you're sprayed with mace. What is the difference, in your opinion?
There's really no comparison. The OC product, I guess, really is true to form. It inflames everything in your face, your nose, your eyes shut immediately. You can't open your eyes. The mace that I was just sprayed with here, I got direct liquid streams into my face. I could still see, I could still fight back. With the OC, I've been sprayed in excess of 20 times with OC, and there's no comparison. Your eyes close, you put your hands on your face, your motor skills are shot. There's really nothing you can do. I think I was able to fight back reasonably well with the mace. I was the last person sprayed, and I was the first person to be able to recover.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. There's no comparison. OC is superior.
Okay. Thank you.
We know that OC works on most of the people, most of the time, and most animals. But how will it work on a 135-pound attack-trained Rottweiler?
Hey! Give me that!
OC may not work on all dogs. In fact, if an attack dog starts to bite and is sprayed, it may not let go. No doubt OC is an effective non-lethal force option, but training is an important element of its use. If you would like information about other informative books and videos, including total survival, interpersonal communication skills, off-duty survival, street signs, supervisory survival, tactical patrol strategies, law enforcement professionalism, and others, please contact your law enforcement book and video dealer. Or, if you can't locate a dealer, contact Performance Dimensions Publishing, P.O. Box 502, Powers Lake, Wisconsin, 531-590502, or phone 414-279-3850. You can also place an order with your Visa or MasterCard by calling toll-free 1-800-877-7413. And please, stay safe.